You usually introduce us, but you probably don't know that.
I didn't realize that.
All right, Roy Rankin, Mike Greene here, WRMN, Friday with the Fuzz. And in studio with us today, I can't think of 4th of July without just your first year, but we won't go into it. I asked you the first thing this morning, and it's the last thing I'll say. Where's the cake?
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Done. We're not going to jump off on the floats today. You're never going to live that down. Not for me, anyway.
No, it was an interesting day.
It was, right? Your first day as chief.
A lot of people remember that, right? Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, the governor was walking that day, and today is his first day back. Or, I'm not sure. I shouldn't say that, but I know he's supposed to be out here again today. So it's just interesting. It's the same time. What's that?
He's in good hands. He's safe. You got the extra
we got plenty of police officers out there. No, we got it under control. We got a lot of police officers out there. It's gonna be a great day.
Yeah,
fantastic. It was a great time last night, and today's gonna be a great day, and tonight.
Weather-wise, I mean, wow, couldn't ask for anything better. You know, we had some rain and some heavy winds and stuff earlier in the week or over the weekend, but man.
Oh yeah, if it was a week ago, we'd been in trouble.
78 yesterday, I think. 80 today is a high. Perfect. Yeah, great stuff.
I agree. It's going to be a great weekend.
Talk a little bit about maybe. Also, should mention, especially since anybody might be watching right now, we also have the Mrs. Chief, Laura Swoboda, in the studio. We've referred to her many times, and her and I have talked a couple of times about her coming on, Laura coming on, and talking about some, I guess, what it's like to be the wife of a police officer or the wife of a police administrator, and just, you know, how that might be different. But, you know, also you've been working in Elgin for 16 years, I think you said, and so you've got kind of your own celebrity status, so to speak.
I don't know if it's either of us.
Either a celebrity, but you're known in the community.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I go to many places, and they're all, hey, you know, Laura, can she get me in? Try to have me schedule her for their hair or makeup, and so it's.
Hey, she can answer your question. Yeah. What's going on? Hey, where's Laura? Can you know? She been busy lately?
It's Laura. Time for highlights. I'm like, hey, I need mine done first. So no, it's fun being a part of the Elgin community, and we go spend a lot of time in Elgin, obviously, and go out to eat a lot of times in Elgin, and always running into people, and a lot of fun. It's just a great community. So Laura's a great sport with it, and I'm a good sport with it with her side of it as well, because she has many clients in Elgin. So it's a good time.
Even when you're not in uniform, do you get approached oftentimes with police questions or comments or complaints? Or, I mean, you're pretty much always working?
Yeah, you know, all the above, those types of things. Just comes with the territory, you know. Not remember being a new officer, and the officers that are out there now can relate. Yeah, you sit down at any time, and, you know, for lunch or anything. If you're in uniform, people always generally ask some type of question. Sometimes it might be very simple, you know, how do I get to this street or whatever, and others are maybe more complex questions. So you're always on when you're a police officer, and then as you've been in the community a long time, even when you're off, and whether you're the chief or an officer who's been here 25 years, just very, you know, active in the community, they also, no matter where they go, they'll get questions. So it comes with territory. It's part of being a public servant, and it's a lot of fun.
You live in Elgin.
Oh yeah,
but there's no requirement like some of the cities have. Is there a requirement for the chief to live in Elgin?
In Elgin, there is.
Okay.
For some cities, there's not.
Right.
And you know, it's from day one. Actually, probably I guess maybe 6 months into it, from the time I got hired, I moved into Elgin, and then haven't left. So I think I personally like it. I like being part of the community that I'm a police officer in, and it's a requirement now that I'm a police chief, but it never was before that. But still always chose to because I thought it was important.
Were the two of you married when you were a rope officer?
Oh no,
no.
We just celebrated our 8th anniversary.
Okay.
And so
that was quite a few years before that, yeah.
You're right. Yeah, that was.
I was going to ask you what that was like, because people knocking on your door at all hours. And my wife had a job where she lived on property where she worked, and I mean, she was working 24 hours a day, and that meant I was working 24 hours a day because answering the door, some people would walk up into the yard and like, hello, I'm having some time with my son here. You know, my wife's not working right now.
Laura's purposely sitting away from the microphone.
Yes, no, I know. She's right now.
She's here because we're doing the parade after this.
Yes.
And so, but she also wanted to stop by.
Let's talk a little about the parade. What's going on with that?
Parade's exciting. It's going to be another...
roads closed?
Roads will be closing. I know some already are. If you're up on the northeast side, obviously there's going to be some issues with the traffic. We did a code red last night for people along the parade route because we put the signs out that if you're parked here, it's a temporary no parking. So I'm not sure if we had to tow any cars this morning. Hopefully not. We always try to, first of all, make sure people know that. And by now, most people do.
I didn't see any here on Douglas, so I wasn't sure, but 4:30 in the morning, I figured I was safe.
Yeah, you would have seen it very clearly. So I don't have the map in front of me. We can go on the website if there's any kind of late now, but it's so we have the parade route all marked up and we're ready to go. And we've got, I'm not sure how many floats and different people, but I know it's always just a fantastic time, and there's already parties going on. As Laura and I were driving in here this morning, people coming down, and got the kids in the radio flyer wagons, and people are marking out their spots, so it's going to be a fantastic day. And then things going on throughout the afternoon, and then the concerts tonight, and then the fireworks downtown Elgin. I think.
What are you riding in the float this year?
Today we have a new ATV. And so we've got a couple new ones that we're doing. When we've got rid of we no longer have police motorcycles, and we kind of got some, I don't want to call them golf carts, but along those lines. And then these are
kind of like the Gators almost.
Now we've got the Gators, where they're a little bit quicker, and kind of the wheels are more heavy duty and go off road. So it's great for along the bike path or around the downtown area. So the shifts have been using those a lot, as well as with the bike. We've got our bike officers out there who routinely. So
I've seen quite a bit this summer.
Have you seen some? Yeah,
the bicycle officers.
The shifts have been doing fantastic with that. We know people like seeing them. It helps us. It's great for interaction with the community. And so we are actually in one of the new Gators. They're called Gators, but they're more like ATVs. So we're going to be in one of those.
Fourth Fest going on today. That starts down by the Grand Victoria. We got celebration, fireworks tonight, firework patrols going on, right? Right now.
Oh yeah, we just ran the numbers. Commander Lally did a report on how many calls for service we've been on over the past week. I think it was actually since middle of June to the end of June, and then the start of July. Not a whole lot, and I know I'll say this, and we'll get complaints and things.
Yeah.
Because it was bad last night. There were a lot of fireworks. I know we had officers just responding to firework calls. We have an extra detail going on both sides of the river for those, because, as I was saying, I think people have been in some ways keeping their powder dry for the last few days. It's been wet and it's been rainy, but last night it started coming out. So we were very active with fireworks calls last night.
$100 fine, is that correct? For the
it goes on for, depending on how many offenses. And what I really like was an innovative idea that we're doing is people have given it
saying that people who had tickets were getting calls.
We go back and we visit back with them and say, we know we wrote your ticket last year. We don't want to do it again, so please make sure you don't. So then people are like, wow, they remember me. And so hopefully that reduces it. But we were just commenting how somewhat quiet it's been. Again, I know in some areas there's been fireworks going off, but last night I think it started off with a lot of fireworks really coming out of people's backyard.
Quick question for you to elaborate on that point. What exactly are illegal fireworks? Because some people, you can go to Walmart or Dominic's, or not Dominic's, Jewel, you see those fireworks and basically sparklers and smoke bombs and little things like that. Those obviously, if they're available for sale in retail locations, aren't illegal, but where is that line drawn?
Yeah, and that's really the best way to do it. And nowadays, with going online, it can explain it more. But any of the basic, even little things like we used to call them lady fingers, even small firecrackers, anything like that's illegal. Anything that goes up in the air, bottle rockets, all illegal. But the things you can get at the local store right up there, those are the ones that are. And I don't want to go too far with it because I know, but like smoke bombs, were sparklers, little things like that. And then even with those, there's been additional requirements. So your best bet is to go online, and we have plenty of things on our, not Facebook, but on our webpage that talks about what's legal and illegal. But if you can buy it at the store, okay, it's the very, quite honestly, it's not the exciting stuff. It may be exciting if you're 5, but the 30-year-olds who want to have the backyard stuff, it's not going to be the stuff. So if you're having a lot of fun with it, it's probably legal, quite honestly, because the things that are going up in the air and exploding, those are all illegal. So leave it to the professionals. Every year we get somebody that gets hurt, and we've had people that, obviously the emergency rooms, and you can see it on TV, the stories of lost fingers and hands or burns, and many times it's unfortunate, it's kids that are involved, because with fireworks, many times there's alcohol, and then kids at parties, well-intentioned adults who are just trying to have a little fun. I mean, I remember being a kid, and uncles and things used to have the fireworks, but it's just gotten to the point now. There's enough shows out there.
That was the big thing.
Is that your thing?
Oh, yeah. Not me, but a bunch of my friends.
People you knew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
No, it was.
There was one guy that I knew.
Right.
This guy,
one time at bank.
John.
But so yeah, they're. I get it, and it's part of 4th of July, and people, many people, oh, don't you have anything better to do? And I would say, not at the moment, but it's bothering the neighbors, and I think a lot of people get it too. On the 3rd of July, on the 4th of July, people are going to have some leniency, but when it goes on to August 17th, and people are doing it, or it starts beginning of June, and the M80s at 10, 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday night, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So we're trying to crack down on. Oh, Lauren.
No, me and Christy were just talking about the animals, and just if anyone is a pet owner, the dogs just sometimes
freak out just over the regular ones.
And then, it's just you lose sleep over it. So sometimes it's just you feel bad for anybody that has dogs that are sensitive to it. So
actually, we did a post yesterday that more dogs run away or are lost on 4th of July than any other day. So yeah, the fireworks really freak people out. So a lot of reasons why, and people, kids and trying to sleep. So again, we don't. Sometimes, we are the fun police, trying to find fun and tap it down wherever it exists. But it is, with fireworks, it's one of those things that does cause problems and can be dangerous. So asking people, there's going to be a great show tonight. We're here in Elgin, and other cities are going to have plenty of them.
First time in a number of years.
In the downtown area. So it's going to be, I think it's important to make a note on that. If you're planning on coming down to see the show in Elgin, that's, I think, starting around, don't quote me, but I think it's like 9:15-ish, we'll say.
Yep.
Don't try to get there at 8:30, 8:45, and think you're going to be able to just find a parking spot and walk up. You're going to traffic it at some point. We're probably going to just stop allowing it into the downtown area if it gets to a saturation point. Because these are the kind of things we don't know if we're planning for.
The lot's going to be open, but so is
that's going to get
Chicago Street,
right.
Garage, and
all of the lots are going to be open. All the city lots, but those are going to be full. Asking people if they can, park maybe further outside of town, ride their bikes in, carpool. But it's going to be crowded, and there's only so many streets coming in. It's the downtown area. It's a river town, so there's only a few bridges.
Yep.
It's going to be very busy. So coming in and going out. I tell the story that many years ago I went down and saw the 4th of July fireworks down in Chicago. And leaving, I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours. But I knew it going in. You always hear that it's going to be very crowded. So it's going to be the same tonight. People are going to start coming to the fireworks show, maybe starting at noon, 2, 3 o'clock, and enjoying some of the festivities that are going on downtown. But then right after the fireworks, everybody's going to be leaving. So it's going to be, our goal is from 1 hour from the time that it's over to have the parking and traffic alleviated within 1 hour. But during that hour, afterwards, it's going to be very, very congested.
There was, we talked last week with Deputy Chief Wolf about some of the changes to the police testing. Mm-hmm. I was hoping we could talk about that again a little bit, because I think, did you guys come to a little bit more of an agreement on that now with the city? And I know you're talking about maybe alleviating the need for a college degree, even though, like Deputy Chief Wolf said, still highly sought after, but sometimes there are circumstances.
Absolutely. We believe in education, and the bachelor's degree is very important. However, we believe there's also other life experiences that a person can have that can prepare them just as well, and maybe in some ways even better than having a bachelor's degree. And those other life experiences that we now accept are people who are returning veterans, people who have active duty in the military.
I think they know how to take orders and follow through on things.
Yeah, exactly. And in the military is very, there's great books out there, where it's not just the fighting, it's also the building, and it's the structure, and then it's also the building of communities. Our armed forces these days don't just knock everything down, are also very good at gaining relationships with the people, and so it's all of that. It's just working with people. And so anyways, the military, the people are police officers, active people are currently police officers. They will be able to test for the position. Our explorers, these are kids who are volunteering in Elgin now, anywhere from 14 to 21 years of age. And so if they have been an explorer for 4 years, which is a lot of time, but in each of the years spending hundreds of hours volunteering to the Elgin community, we think that they deserve to be able to take the test.
If I remember correctly, at one point you knew how many officers in your department were former explorers. Do you have that number?
I don't, but yeah, it's...
You've got a number of them.
Yeah, we do.
There's more than a handful.
Yeah. Oh, more than, yeah, I can think of 5 probably right off the top of my head, and then some that have gone to other departments. And we have one that I'm thinking of was an explorer here, and because the bachelor's degree, he didn't have his bachelor's degree yet, he went to another department. So we lost him. He was a great kid. Now we were able to bring him back now. He's a great officer. And so I think did I hit them all? So it's military. It's if you also are a police officer, if you are an explorer, all of those things are allowing you to what's that?
CSO.
Oh, I'm sorry. In our current community service
Yeah.
officers, yes, those are the guys who are currently in work for the Elgin Police Department and are already part of it. And if they've been a current CSO for at least I think it's 3 years, they can then take the test as well. In all of this, it just allows people to take the test. They don't jump in line. They don't. It's nothing else. It just allows them to take the test.
Although I do believe veterans do get some additional
once they get in the process.
Once they're in the process.
Once they're in the process, yeah, you can use military points. And so we're excited for it. And we, the Police and Fire Board in the past had allowed some of this, and they were in agreement on 3 of the 4 things. Was the Explorers was the one sticking point. City Council, I did a presentation for City Council last week, and they unanimously voted for all 4 of the recommendations. And so we appreciate their support with that. And it's got to go to City Council one more time for a vote, but then we'll be on our next testing, which our list is just about exhausted. We'll be testing here, so if anybody's listening, they know any returning veterans or people who are police officers in other towns who want to come to Elgin, they'll be able to take the test here. We'll probably be looking at somewhere around September we'll be testing.
You had posted in social media recently as well about one of your current explorers, speaking of explorers, and that was, I believe, Jose Gutierrez, you said, who was looking for some help.
Yes.
Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought
it
was too. He's turning 21 years old, and he said in his thing, rather than going out and doing 21 drinks or something like that, he's asking his friends and anybody he knows to donate $21. And that money he's pooling together so that he could send other kids to a leadership camp that he went to and has gone to many times. And he said from the article, changed his life, and he wants to be a police officer, in Elgin, and doesn't have his degree yet. And so he's exactly the kind of kid that we're talking about. These explorers are some great kids, and if we can bring him back to become a police officer in Elgin, I think it would be fantastic. He's now working with us with the traffic division. So
we've got for him. How would somebody make a donation if they wanted to? I know you can find the link on Facebook through the Elgin Police.
Yeah, if you go to the Elgin Police Department Facebook page, and then also I think they had something in the Courier News. Was it Courier, Christy? Okay. In the Courier they had an article, so you'd be able to contact them through that. I'm sure there's a way. I don't have it with me, but we can put a link up there if people are wanting that. But I think there were already a few on Facebook that have made a comment that they want to help them out, and I think that's fantastic. But it's representative of the caliber of kids that we have going through this Explorer post. It's a fantastic post that we've got. It's been in existence for a number of years. Jeff Adam and Jim Rogg and a number of officers have been leading them recently and grown their numbers in some way. And sometimes they've gotten up to close to 80, and then at other times, because it's difficult, they have to stay in. You can't be an explorer if you're not carrying your weight. And so then sometimes it goes down to 40 or 50. So there are kids that aren't continuing on in the program. So it's not an easy thing, but it's a fun thing. They were out last night. I was at the fest last night and walking around, and they were out with us, and guarding backstage or intersections or whatever. They help us out, and they help out the Elgin community a lot.
In the last minute, anything else that you can think that you want to bring up before we head out for the day and get into this holiday weekend?
I don't have anything, Laura.
Happy 4th. This was so cool to see how you guys run things behind the scenes. So
she listens every week.
I know she listens. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I listen every week.
So it was fun. So we're gonna head off and go do the parade, and I want to wish everyone and veterans and just the entire country itself and whoever's listening. I know the whole country's not listening, but happy 4th of July, and what a great place to live.
I like the shorts.
You like the shorts?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend.
You're listening to WRMN 1410 AM.
And Elgin.